Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new. Thank you for joining us. In today's video, we're going to be covering color mixing. So if you are just starting out in your collection and you haven't quite reached the collection that I have behind me, this will be an excellent video because I'll be going through how to create a whole bunch of different colors using your just basic primary colors. So if you can only buy a few gel polishes, look at buying your primary colors and you can then use them to mix a whole bunch of different colors, and I'll show you how. The other thing that we're going to be covering today is how to create gel polish using pigment powders. This is another easy way to create gel polish and can give an amazing effect to your nail art. If you have any questions about anything I show in this video, feel free to drop a comment down below. Otherwise, you can send me a message over on my Instagram and my Facebook. Otherwise, let's get on with the video. As you can see here, we have our three primary colors. So this is the color blue that I'm using for this color mixing, but you can do various different types of blue. I also have a darker one. But we then also have our white gel polish as well, and also our black gel polish. So in these videos, you'll see that I use a whole bunch of different brands of gel polishes. So I just find the ones that does what I need it to do. Oh, there it is. Does what I need it to do, and I don't really mind which brand it is, to be perfectly honest. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to show you how to create various different colors. Obviously, I'm not going to go through every single color available in the whole world, but I'll show you how to mix a few of them. You can always go online and download a color chart that will actually tell you what mixing each of these colors will do. And you just sort of give them a try out, have a play with them, and see how each of the gel polishes react and create a color as well. So this is going to be my palette for this video. And then I'm also going to use a silicone tool to mix up my colors as well. You can use a brush if you want, but I do find that the paint does get all the way into the bristles as well. I prefer mixing with a silicone tool because it's a lot easier to clean at the end as well. So this is going to go back to your art classes. So whoever's done art class will know how to do this, but we're going to start off by mixing green. So for that, we're going to need our blue gel polish. So we're going to put some of that onto the palette. Just there. And then we are going to mix our yellow as well. So when mixing gel polishes, I like to put them next to each other because you can contaminate your brush if you go over the top and put it into your other color. So then using our silicone tool, we're then going to go ahead and mix them. So as you can see, I've made a very blue-based forest green. So if you have any nail art with trees or anything like that, this will be a very good color. Then if we add more yellow, we'll get more of a yellow-based green. So again, just putting some next to it. And mixing that in. So as you can see, we're getting closer to more of a lime green color. So that's how you make green. Obviously, the more yellow that you add in, the more of a yellow based green, so your lime green, neon green type of colors will then come out. Then if you add more blue to it, you'll then get closer to more of your turquoise colors and more of your blue-based greens as well. So we'll just clean that up and we'll do the next color. Alright, so for our next color, we're going to make some purple. So to make purple, we're going to need our blue again. So we'll put some blue in the middle. And making purple, we'll need our red. Again, just placing it next to each other like so. Sorry guys, I'm sounding a bit off. I've had COVID about 2 weeks ago, so it's still lingering, unfortunately. Alright, so once again, mixing in the middle to make our purple. So when it comes to purple, your red is going to play a very big part. So as you can see here, I haven't used up all of the red, but it's a very, very red-based purple here. So let's get more of the blue. So one of the things to remember with mixing colors is it's not equal parts. So it's not a 1-to-1 ratio. So as you can see here, it's a very red-based purple. And I haven't even used up all of that red there. So what happens if we put all the red in? So we become more of a pinky purple. Let's get that all in the middle. So you can see it's become more of a pinky purple there. So we'll add a bit more blue to that. So there's a very nice dark purple, perfect for your Halloween sets, if you've got them coming up, or if anyone's feeling a bit darker. Oh, it's still ages until Halloween. Oh my gosh, it's only January. So there's a bit of a purple color, and again you can add different ratios of your blue and your red to give you different tones of purple. But for this color, you can then add some white, which will then give you closer to a pale purple or a lilac color. So let's put some white on the side. We'll just add a little bit. So let's just lighten it up a bit. Add the rest of that white. So as you can see here, you've got your lighter purple and then going out to our original purple here. So once again, adding more white will create a lighter color. let's add a bit more blue to that. Still a bit too reddy. So it all depends on the shade of purple that you want to create. And keeping in mind that gel polishes react differently to if you were doing this with acrylic paints or any type of paints. So there's our purple color. You can create so many different hues of purple using different shades of blue as well. So I'm using more of a light blue color, but I also have a dark blue color as well as your different tones of red. So just be aware of that if you are ordering gel polishes, that you will get different colors depending on the hues that you have. If you are unsure, just ask the supplier what their basic colors are as well, and they can always give you a hand. Alright guys, so now I'm going to show you how to darken colors using your black. Again, keeping in mind that a very small amount of black goes a long way, and it's always easier to add in more black rather than take some away. So use your black very sparingly when mixing colors. I have a squeaky chair. Alright, so I'm going to make a dark blue. So again, using our base blue color, I'm going to place it a bit off to the side here. Bit extra. Then I'm going to grab my black. So like I said earlier, I use different brands of gel polish. I just find the ones that have really good reviews and also what works for me. So I have gone through many different brands and some of them haven't worked or given me the coverage that I'm looking for when I'm using it on my clients, especially when it comes to black and white as well. I don't want to do layer upon layer upon layer on my clients because it just makes the nail too thick, especially if you're just doing a gel polish set without acrylic. It can get really thick and bulky and it can just throw the shape of the nail out as well. So think of that when you are picking gel polishes. Like I said, I use different types of gel polishes. I used to use different types of gel polishes when I'm doing nail art as well. So this black is a lot thinner, which is really good to use for line art as well. Whereas this brand, Gelish, they actually are quite a thick. Some of their gel polishes are actually quite thick. Sorry, not Gelish, Jelly Fit. They're actually quite thick, so they do amazing coverage on nails as well for very few coats. But they don't work to do very fine nail art as well. So just find the brands that work for what you are wanting to do with the gel polishes. Alright, so going to take our blue. So again, like I said, using a very small amount of black, alright? Small amount goes a long way. So I'm just going to color one side of this blue. So as you can see, it's darkened it quite a bit. Not sure if you can see this on camera. Gonna add some more black. And we've got more of a darker blue. So this type of thing will be really good if you are doing nail art for like the ocean, if you're doing a sea themed nail set. Using black can then help to create different shades of blue for the different levels in the ocean. So obviously the further out you go, the darker it is. So let's put a bit more black in here. Sorry about this, clearing my throat all the time. So let me take another section and we're going to add more black. So as you can see, the different levels of blue here, which are perfect for doing your different oceans, different levels, no, not levels, what's it called? Different depths, that's what I needed, different depths of ocean. So close to the shore is going to be your lighter color, then going out into the horizon is going to be closer to your darker color to show that it's deeper out there. So using black can create your different levels of color as well. So but remember to use it very sparingly as well. Alright, so moving on to mixing pigment powders. So I buy my pigment powders from Nail Swag Industries. So I highly recommend them. They have so many different types of pigment powders. These are beautiful colors. I used this red one for Halloween sets actually to create blood. So you have those, and I also bought some off eBay, just some general colors. If you're looking on eBay, you're looking for your cosmetic grade pigment powders. So people use them a lot when they're creating face art and all of those amazing cosmetic art that's out there. So you're looking for your cosmetic grade. One of the brands is Mica or Mica, M-I-C-A, however you want to say it. So these ones are from eBay as well. Alright, so I'll show you how to create gel polish. So when I create gel polish out of pigment powders, I prefer to use a no wipe top coat. Now the reason I use a top coat rather than a base coat is because the top coat is thicker and you get better coverage. So with a base coat, because it's a lot thinner, you're going to need so many more coats when you paint the nail. So using a top coat really helps with that. You can also go your next level up and mix it with your builder gel. So brush on builder. So that's another option, but it can be very thick and it might not cure properly in your light. So using a top coat is a really good halfway between. And when I mix colors, I will generally buy a top coat from eBay. So this one is more of a cheaper top coat, just because I'm going to use quite a lot of it to make the gel polish, as well as I like to make sure it has sort of a squirty end. Make sure that it has a bit of a pointed end rather than a brush, so I can just sort of pour it out onto the palette as well. So using our top coat, I'll show you. So we're just going to put some of the, sorry, I'm sure you can't see that, put some of the top coat out over the top on the palette. Then I will use my cuticle pusher a lot of the time. I know some people will use tips as well to scoop out your pigment powder. Now just be careful with your pigment powder, especially when opening it. It can be quite messy, so don't sneeze or breathe or do anything. I think pigment powder is where nail techs will get a lot of the stuff in their lungs. Alright, so look at that color. This is one of my favorite purples. So again, similar to the black with the color mixing, we're just going to take a little bit at a time and mix into our clear coat. So using our silicone tool, we're just going to mix that in. And a little bit goes a very long way as well when it comes to making this. So as you can see, I only put a very small amount of the pigment powder in, and we have created all of this gel polish. Now, one of the things to remember is if you put too much pigment powder in, it's going to make your gel polish very thick, and it's actually going to make it very lumpy as well. So I'll show you, if we just grab some of this, put it off to the side here. Let's grab some more pigment powder. Just put it in that little bit there. Oops. So let's mix this up. So as you can see already, there's way too much pigment powder in there, and it's just become too thick. It's very similar if anyone bakes. It's very similar if you add too much flour to a dough. You're going to create this very lumpy mess. So like I said, a very small amount of pigment powder goes a long way. So as you can see here, it's a very thick, lumpy, very thick and lumpy. I don't know if you can see that in the camera, but you don't want to put that onto your client's nails. You want to make sure you use something that's nice and smooth like this. Look at that color. I think I found the color for my next set, to be honest. So that's how you create gel polish using pigment powders. Now keep in mind, you cannot do this with your colored acrylic, because the pigment powder is a lot finer than your acrylic powder. That's how it creates such a beautiful mix like this, whereas the particles in your acrylic powder is a lot bigger. And if you mix your acrylic powder with your gel polish, you'll get something more like this consistency, and it just does not look nice on someone's nail. It just looks very rough, like someone's put bumpy plaster or something like that. What's the stuff they put on walls and houses? Anyway, so you want to make sure you do it with pigment powder, not with your colored acrylic powder as well. Now, another trick that you can do with your pigment powder creating gel polish is by adding white to it. So one of the things to remember is that when you add your white color, as you can see, this is what happens when you play with pigment powders. When you add your white color, it will actually get rid of the shimmer that's inside of the pigment. So if you've got a gold pigment powder, so similar to this one, so this is also from Nail Swag, called Anaconda. This is, if anyone wants gold, this is my go-to color. It's so beautiful. But now one of the things to remember is that when you add white to it, it's going to get rid of that shimmery color, and you'll get more of a muted gold yellowy color. So I'll show you. So we'll start off by placing some white down. Put a bit more. It's been so long since I've talked this much. Alright, so gonna wait for that to focus, sort it out. There you go. Oh, look at that. How beautiful is that? Oh, this is one of my favorite pigment powders. So we're just going to take a little bit. Sometimes pigment powders, I just want to like bathe in them. They're so beautiful. I get that with pigment powders and glitters as well. Alright, so grabbing our silicone tool, still has a little bit of purple on, and we're going to mix that up. As you can see here, I've actually done what I said not to do. I don't have enough gel polish to pigment. So let's put a bit more white in. But you can see already that the gold shimmer is actually muted quite a lot. You can't really see it, so you're getting more of a basic goldy yellow color. This is what I was talking about when you have too much pigment powder to gel polish. See how thick that is? Would not go very well as a gel polish on a nail. Look at that. That's so different to your shimmery gold that we had earlier. This would actually be a very nice base color for a skin tone. This is a very good example of what happens if you add it to white. And a similar thing will happen to that purple that I made just with the top coat. You will then get a very light purple, so like more of a lilac color. And you'll also lose that really beautiful shimmer, pearlescent effect as well from the pigment powder. But again, if you just want to stock up on pigment powders to create your gel polish, I know quite a few nail artists who create amazing nail art, and they have only a few gel polishes and then they stock up on your pigment powders and they create their own gel polish. So it's up to you. Oh, I can't get over this. Is this like one of those satisfying videos that you see out there? I love those videos, those satisfying videos. Oh, especially the soap ones, those ones where the person is cutting the soap. I could watch them for ages. Anyway, so if you have any questions about anything I've done in this video, just hit me up over on my socials, or you can also comment down below as well. Please make sure you keep the comments friendly. I don't really want to go through all of those haters' comments, but anyway, so just hit me up if you have any questions. I will also list all of the products that I have used in these videos and also where to get them as well. Otherwise, you can always ask as well, like I said, over on my socials. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification so you know when I upload every week. Otherwise, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.